Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Plant Journey with Tori. As you can see, I love houseplants, and if you do too, I would highly suggest subscribing. Today, we are going to be making some moss poles. I've never made any moss poles before, so this should be a very interesting experience to say the least. It could be a great thing, or it could be a total complete flop. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So let's just get right on into it. Okay, so I've done a little research, and the way I'm going to do it, I will use one of my bamboo stakes. I don't know how long it is, just however long you need, you know. Some sphagnum moss. We're gonna have to soak this and like get it moist and stuff. So some sphagnum moss. I've got a little tub here to put it in whenever I get it soaking. I'm going to use some fishing line. It was like $3 at Walmart. So you can use like jute string, fishing line, or whatever kind of rope or whatever you want. Just make sure it's not too thin or too thick. This might be too thin, but we're just gonna have to work with it because it's what I got. And I have a knife to open or cut the string that way because I couldn't find my scissors, which is fun. And I just have like a little cardboard box thing so I can work over it and hopefully not make as big of a mess. So let me go soak my sphagnum moss and I will be right back. Okay. So I have my sphagnum moss. I've tried to pick out most of the impurities. I mean, like, sure, there's still some in there, but I can't get them all out. But we've got our sphagnum moss soaked and cleaned up. And then we have the one we're gonna put on a moss pole. It's not very big, no, but it's better to train them now and then have them do it now. So what we're gonna do is we're going to actually get our string, fishing line, whatever you decide to use, and find the end of it. Let's see. We're going to take it and start opening it up. So we have our fishing line. You can't really see it much, but it's there. And then we're going to not detach it. Do not detach it from this thing yet. We're going to measure out. It's kind of hard to show. Let's see if I can move this out of the way. Yeah, that works. Put it there. Okay. We're going to measure where the pot starts. So like right here, right there-ish. We're going to take our fishing line and just tie some circles around that point. And you want a big tail on it because you're going to end up using the same tail to tie off the other end. And we will do that in a minute. And I'm just gonna use a regular knot, just a regular square knot, nothing fancy. And we're just gonna take it and then measure it out. And if you'd like to double check, you can. I mean, like, sure. I mean, like, you do what you need to do for your moss pole. It's your moss pole. I'm gonna do a lot of them because this line is so small. So I'm gonna do about 4 of them, and I know that seems like a bit overkill, but it's better to be secure than not. So, not. And if you hear anything on the table where my phone is, my cat is up there, and she's probably gonna make a loud noise. So, we've got it tied on there. You can kind of see it. We're gonna double check, make sure our measurement's good. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our sphagnum moss. We're going to just start wrapping it around the bamboo stake. And this is gonna be rough because, like I said, I've never made one of these. So let's see how this goes. We're just gonna take it and I'm gonna pull this back. Hey, stop it. Sorry, don't mind her. We're gonna take it and we're just gonna pull back this side and we're gonna start wrapping it around as much as you feel like you need to. So let's see how this goes. And the thicker you want your moss pole, the more moss you will add. And it's gonna be more difficult with the longer sticks or longer stakes you use because it is longer, so you have more to go around. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's gonna make a mess. It doesn't have to be perfect because we'll go back over it with the string again later and we'll finish tying in all these knots or tying in all these loose ends. And so we're just gonna continue doing that all the way up, and I'll probably put this in a time loop. And you don't want to do it too tight because you want the aerial roots to be able to attach into the moss and not have nowhere to attach to. Probably going to end up repotting this one anyways. Probably should have got a bigger pot for it. It's fine. I think it'll be okay. It's not needing to be repotted. It's not root bound, so. And I may not have enough sphagnum moss. We're going to see. You can go over this as many times as you want to. I'm gonna go over it quite a bit because I don't think fishing line was the best option for this, but it's okay. And it's not gonna look the best because, like I said, I've never made one of these before. So we're slowly getting there, and I'm trying to go crissity-crossity. So like you won't be able to see it, but so I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'm gonna try to show you. You can see like the little, you can't see it at all, but you can see, oh, right there. You can see where it's like an X. I'm trying to do that all the way up. And I know this is gonna seem like a lot of fishing line. It probably is. I probably don't need this much, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I don't know, I just feel like this is the better option to do it this way. My cat is in the way again. Oh no. And make sure when you wrap it, you go around the stake and not just the sphagnum moss. So if you want to hold this stuff down at the top and do it, then you can. I think I'm going to try to like that, and just go around one more time. I think we should be good. And I love how I put this stuff down to try not to make a big mess, but what did I do? I made a giant freaking mess. Okay, so now that we have our thing at the end of where we want it to be, I'm gonna wrap it around a couple more times at the end, just like this, just to make sure it's secure. And then we're gonna take our knife, and I'm gonna do like way down here. And just cut it at the end like that. And then we are going to move this out of the way. Did I just not cut it? Did I not cut it? Hold on. There we go. Make a score and then cut it and then tear it off. And then we're gonna go around a couple times, set it down, and then we're gonna pull it, tie us a couple of knots in it. Make sure it's tight. And then we can cut off the rest of these if you wish, or you can just leave them there. It's up to you. Fishing line may have not have been the best option, but I think it worked out quite nicely. It's not the most attractive moss pole by any means, no, but I mean, like, it'll do the job it needs to do. White sleeves were probably not the best option for today. I completely destroyed this. It's not the most attractive moss pole, but I mean, for a first moss pole, I think it's pretty good. Like, I think it'll be nice. I think it'll look okay. And then we're gonna take some of my Velcro, which I'll have to go get. So I don't know if I need to repot this or just try to show it in there, but I don't want to mess it up. Oh, this is gonna be super top heavy. Okay, this isn't looking too bad. And this is not the most sturdy of moss poles, but yeah, I just kind of set it in the edge, and it's gonna lean back against the back of the pot like that, which looks nice, I guess. It's fine. And then we're just gonna start taking him, and then we'll have to go grab some of the Velcro. Let me go grab my Velcro and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the Velcro, but this could be an issue considering I don't know where my scissors are. So we're gonna try to do it with a knife, and we're gonna see how that goes. If not, we may have to go find my scissors. So I'm just gonna like kind of measure this around and see where I need to cut it. So like right here. There we go. It was rough, but we got there. And I think what we're gonna do is tape it right here. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. As soon as I can invest in a better camera and stuff, I will more than gladly start showing you what I'm doing. But, and then we're going to get another piece. That's not gonna be too short. And we're gonna cut it a bit bigger because it's not the most even of moss poles. There we go. We're gonna take it and we're gonna put it here. And for those of you who are just starting to get into houseplants and not exactly sure what a moss pole exactly does, it basically is a way to get your leaves to grow a lot bigger, because these, let's see if I can show you. You see these little brown points like right there by my finger, kind of? Those are called aerial roots. And if you want your leaves to mature, these are climbing plants. So we're gonna take them and give them the things that they need to climb, like moss poles or planks or just sticks from outside that I've seen people use those. And we're going to let them climb so their leaves mature, and we can get bigger leaves like that. And I'm just going in and kind of putting the soil around it a little bit in the bottom, so maybe it'll stay up a little bit better than what it is, because it's not straight by any means. It is not straight, but I mean, that's what we got. That's what we got. And like I said, it is not the most attractive of moss poles, but I think I did pretty good for a first time making them. And yes, it did get a little messy, and then, but I think in the long run, I think it's gonna be quite worth it. I'm gonna go ahead and stake up this top piece right here. Maybe if I can get it where I want it and it's not gonna hurt the plant. Yeah, like that. There we go. Alrighty, and now we have that growing up nice and big, and hopefully it will take off. It's not straight on the moss pole at all, but it'll grow up either way. So like I said, as this continues to grow, it will hopefully start rooting into the actual moss on the moss pole, and it will grow bigger leaves, and whenever I have to repot it next, I will make a bigger one, obviously. You can get the bamboo stakes at like Home Depot is where I got mine, Lowe's, Amazon. You can get them from Amazon, and probably other online gardening shops probably have them too. All you have to do is search up bamboo stakes for gardening and they should come up. So, and you can also use different things for the center of your moss poles, such as PVC pipe, let's see, metal pipe. You make sure if you use metal pipe that it doesn't rust and it's treated well, so it doesn't like make your plant sick. And then you can use probably some wooden stakes, make sure they're treated so they don't rot. Okay, so it is the next day. As you can probably tell, I'm in a different outfit and stuff, and this is held up really nicely through the night. I just wanted to hop on here and say that I had to spray it down already this morning because it was super dry, but of course I had it kind of up there in front of a vent, so it was going to be dry, and whenever they dry out, it needs to be sprayed down with water so it will attach the aerial roots to it better, because if it's dry, they don't think it's there to attach to, and they feel like they're still vining. So you'll just want to make sure you go in and spray these. I want those aerial roots like right there, you can kind of see one. You'll want them to feel like they're actually able to grow into something that makes it feel like they're getting more mature, and they'll get bigger leaves like that if you keep it moist. So this is my Philodendron lemon lime. I made him a moss pole last night because I was in the mood to make another one, I guess. So he was growing all weird, so he needed a moss pole because he is meant to be a climbing plant. And so I made it a little bit too tall probably, but he'll grow into it, it's fine. So I ended up chopping and propping him. You can see like right there where I chopped him, kind of. And it's calloused over. That's why it's brown like that. And so I just did the same thing. I Velcroed him up there, and he is looking fantastic. Alrighty everyone, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I really enjoyed making this moss pole. Like I said, it doesn't look the best, but it works, and for my first time making one, I think it turned out pretty well. Just remember that you are loved, and I hope you have a great week this week.